Welcome back to another episode, the first episode of the 2023 season of Lone Star
Sir.
College Football. We've got our Lone Star Locks pod for week 0. Quick recap. Last year, Logan did a little better than me. Okay? So first of all, if you're making bets, just make bets on Logan's picks all year because he at least went positive last year. I did not. Last season was rough, guys. We started off actually okay. It was probably the last 4 weeks. It was just terrible. I went 98 and 126. It was terrible.
I
There was
don't
a
remember
point.
it being that bad.
Yeah, I should have lied. I should have said a better number because I didn't remember it being that bad either. But getting into this year, new season, new me. We ain't going down like that this year, Logan. So with that being said,
like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up.
Navy versus number 3, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 20.5-point favorite. What you got?
See, usually I would go against Notre Dame, as I did last year with Marshall and a couple of other games that I picked. For some reason, I don't know why, I just do not like Notre Dame. I couldn't tell you a specific reason. But to start off week 0, I'm going to have them going plus 20.5 over Navy. And that's just because I looked at Navy's depth chart and who they had left from last year, and the stats aren't there at all offensively. And defensively, I mean, they're going to play tough like most of the academy schools do, but the offense just isn't there at any position that I really saw that was notable.
So I actually went with Navy on this one, and here's why. Last year, Navy had almost triple the passing yards than they did rushing yards than they did passing yards. So they're going to run the ball. And Notre Dame was 250 yards shy of having more rushing yards than passing yards as well. I'm thinking this is going to be a run-heavy game. I think if the game was longer, Notre Dame probably takes a 3-touchdown lead. I'm hoping the game can stay limited in possessions, running the clock out. We'll see. There are some changes to college football coming this year. Off the top of my head, I think, first downs no longer stop the clock
Unless it's
for
within
its 2-minute
the
warning or
last 2
something.
minutes. Yep.
Yeah. So with that, it could speed up this game a little bit. So I'm hoping that'll be the case. So we're starting the year off fighting each other on a game. Love it. Love it.
Gotta love to see that one.
Next game up on the list is UTEP versus Jacksonville State at an even. It's just a pick 'em. I went UTEP. I think Jacksonville State is losing so much. Last year, I'd have picked Jacksonville State to beat UTEP by multiple touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure.
But this year, they're losing a lot. You got to think they kind of their roster just got flipped over, and all the hype is gone. Dion is gone. Shadir is gone. Give me UTEP. Give me the Miners.
I mean, I'm with you there as far as picking the Miners. Yeah, you got that one right. But I mean, Jacksonville State, they have a better recruiting class than what they usually get.
Yeah.
Which isn't very hard to do, but it's still not gonna compare to UTEP. UTEP had a decent team last year. It's no UTSA by any means, but I'm gonna give it to UTEP on this one. But so we agreed on that one.
Yeah.
But moving on to Massachusetts at New Mexico State. New Mexico State is a 7.5-point favorite, and I gave this one to New Mexico mainly because UMass is not very good on offense at all. Last year, the quarterback that stayed. Anyways, they lost a couple of them, but this guy was 2 touchdowns to 8 picks. And they also had no running back over 600 yards last year. So I don't see either side of the offense really getting it done over there for them.
Yeah, I also gave it to New Mexico. UMass is one of the historically worst college football teams year after year. I don't trust them to do just about anything. Honestly, they might when they win, it's not because they're good; it's because they actually screwed up losing. Um, it's pretty rough. With that being said, moving over to Ohio at San Diego State. San Diego State 2.5 point favorite. Call me crazy. I feel like that should have been a bigger spread. In my opinion, I felt like this was kind of an easy San Diego State. Looking at their season last year, they went 7-6 with 2 losses at the end of the season. So they were 7-4, having a decent season. Lost to Arizona by 18, lost to Utah by 28. I mean, they didn't beat anybody who's just amazing, but I think San Diego State's going to have this one.
So yeah, I lean that way, but I'm going to take an underdog here in University of Ohio. So they are returning a 3,000-yard quarterback and a 1,000-yard rusher and their top 3 receiving touchdown receivers. Um, they have their first, second, and fourth as far as yards go, but looking at their roster and the stats from last year, they're bringing back some pretty solid players. So I went with University of Ohio. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game, but I figured I might as well throw an underdog card on there. But moving on to Hawaii at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a 17-point favorite, and this game last year bit me in the butt because I thought Hawaii's got to have some dogs, just like hometown guys, right? So, yeah, I
How'd that
learned my
game go?
lesson.
Do you have the score pulled up?
I don't have the score pulled up,
It
but
was
I would,
I'll
and
find
it was at Hawaii last year. But just based off of that alone, that I lost, I went with Vanderbilt this year. My notes on this one is just I lost it last year, and Hawaii is not ready for the SEC matchup, as Christian tried to explain to me, and I just didn't listen.
Yeah, I remember you making that pick in my argument. If I had to guess, it went a lot like, well, when we played Arkansas, I learned that in the SEC the trenches are built different. And I get Vandy's not recruiting like Arkansas, but the trenches are just gonna be too much. So yeah, I took
Yeah.
Vandy pretty easily in this one. 17. I probably would have took it all the way up to 27 and a half. And still took the over. San Jose State and USC. This game is actually an interesting one because I feel like San Jose State is one of the better low, group of 5 or
G5s.
whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they're one of the better ones. Like kind of the ones you even hear their name talked around in real conference realignment, which I guess San Diego State is too. USC 31. I took the Trojans. And the reason I did that is just because USC they've got a returning Heisman quarterback who might win it again. Their receiver room is nasty. Their defense last year had some struggles, but I do think that they can get that corrected.
They better hope so if they want to beat Utah at least once this year.
Yeah, right. With it being a pass heavy, my understanding is a pass heavy team. I'd have to pull up their stats from last year. Yeah, almost 5,000. Almost 5,000 passing yards last year. I just don't think I see. I don't think I see San Jose State keeping up with them. What do you think on that one?
So I'm going to differ with you on that. Just because it is week 0, and I know USC is probably not paying attention to this game the way that they should. San Jose State's bringing back a lot of seniors, just like the University of Ohio. Now, they weren't Caleb Williams and that receiving room, but, I mean, it's good to have people that have playing time under their belt, no matter what level you're playing at, really. I don't think San Jose is going to win this game, but I feel like at closer to the end of the fourth quarter when it's trash time, USC's walk-ons are in. They might be able to just sneak back in under that 31 points.
That's a good point. I will say USC last year to start the season had Rice, and Caleb Williams went 19 of 22 for 250 yards and a touchdown. So week 0, he's got the pinpoint accuracy down week 0, but you're right. I think you might actually have it because of that. You get into garbage time and the backups are in, and all it takes is them giving up a field goal and a touchdown or whatever and not scoring. 31's a lot. 31's kind of tough to cover sometimes.
I mean, it's a 5-possession game.
Yeah.
So that one can be a tough one. But at the same time, I can see it being a 60-point game. So
it could. I mean, they beat Rice. I don't know if I said the score, but it was like 66 to something. So
probably to like
10
but
or something like that. Yeah.
To finish it off, we have Florida International at Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech's 11-point favorite, and I'm going with the Bulldogs just because I know that they recruit better. Their transfer portal actually wasn't bad.
They're going to run the ball like mad.
Exactly. They picked up the quarterback from Boise State in Backermeyer. I can't remember his first name, but they picked up Squirrel Williams.
Yeah.
Didn't miss that guy. But we all knew he wasn't going to get snaps this year. And my favorite name, one of my favorite names in college football, Dakotas Crawford from the University of Nebraska. And he is a Louisiana guy. He didn't get very much playing time at Nebraska as a 3-star, but maybe he wants to come home and just show out for the hometown crowd.
Hey man, 3-star player with a 5-star name. Yeah, I took LA Tech too, and I feel pretty good about 11. I might have even taken that if you notched that up a field goal or two. I think Squirrel Williams. We saw what he could do at Baylor. He is electric. He's going to absolutely dominate at that level. And I don't think FIU is going to have anywhere near enough defense to slow him down. So I think that puts us at – we disagreed on the Navy Notre Dame. We disagreed in Ohio, San Diego State, and USC San Jose State. So, dang, man, I'm going to go 7-0. You're going to go 4-3. That's wild.
Yeah, I think it might have been close to how it started off last year. Then I got into my groove, and I just kind of took off.
You did. Honestly, at the end of last year, I think the last 2 or 3 weeks in my head, every week I said, I'm just going to make my picks and do the exact opposite. And I was like, nah, I'm going to get it right this time. I'm going to get it right. And I got it wrong every time. So we get to the end of this year, and I'm losing every week. I'm just going to make my honest picks and then flip the script and rock with it. So if y'all made it to the end of this video, first of all, if this is something you're interested in, is some Lonestar Locks, make sure you subscribe because we're going to do this every week. And this is only 7 games on the slate this week. We're usually going to do 10. We'll do 10, and, we can sneak in 1 or 2 if Logan picks a game I didn't, but I think he's wrong. If you like that kind of stuff, make sure you check us out and leave a comment. It's just at the beginning of the video. Give us your best picks. Let's see. If you leave a comment on every video this week and you're right a lot, then we're just going to have you come on the show and show us how it's done, honestly. I'll just do it like that. So, you got anything to add to this, Logan?
But yeah, I mean, if y'all see that we're not looking at your favorite school or anything, or if you're looking at a lot of schools that you like taking the over and under on, just drop it in the comments. We'll make sure to look at every comment. We reply to almost every single comment. I mean, if there's something that we're missing, let us know, and we'll fix it. I mean, we are trying to grow a great community around us. We're just trying to get to like-minded college football fans. You don't have to be a Baylor fan. You don't have to be a Texas fan. We just want people that actually care about college football to be a part of this community. Keep the casuals away unless they want to come over here talking crazy about Coach Gundy. But yeah, make sure to leave a comment.
Okay, Live fans are casuals anyways, so that just is what it is. That being said, if y'all also, just because most of you have clicked off already, the bottom of this thing is telling y'all what we're gonna have each week. Each week, as we get probably week 1, we won't have as many, but week 2, we're gonna have 2 post-game
Week 2 is
shows,
gonna be
2 pre-game
huge.
shows, and Lonestar Locks. And in week 2, we get Texas going to Tuscaloosa to beat Nick Saban
Yep.
in Bryant Denny Stadium. Easy money. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you don't miss the next episode of Lone Star College Football. With that said, till next time,
Sick 'em.
hook 'em.